Hey everybody, it's day 6 today. 6 days, no cigarettes. And, as you can see, I lived through yesterday. So, I guess that means I slept. Pretty much all because of my husband. He forced me to medicate and basically have a little coma. It worked. It was nice, I think. I mean, I was basically dead, asleep. So that was nice. So I woke up this morning, and because of the medication, I've been groggy all day. It's been super fun trying to work and be useful while totally groggy and mostly asleep with my eyes open. It's been great. Let's see, what else? Since I lived and we're on a new day, I want to talk about motivation. You know, if you're watching this, first of all, I don't know why. There's like a billion other things that you could be watching for motivation, but I'm glad that you are, and I hope it helps. Okay? But let's talk about motivation. If you're trying to quit, I'm sure that the people around you, the people in your life, have been saying all kinds of things that they think are helpful, and, you know, I'm sure they think they're pushing you in the right direction, and it comes from a good place, you know. And they'll say all kinds of things like, "Oh, well, you should be quitting because of lung cancer, or you should quit because you have kids. You should quit because, I don't know, pollution." Look, all those things are good reasons to quit. But if you don't personally, I don't know the right way to put that. If it doesn't really strike a chord in you, it doesn't matter. It's not going to motivate you. You're not going to feel any differently about quitting than before they said any of that stuff to you. And I guarantee you that if you have kids and you're a smoker, you already know that you have kids. So, not helpful. You know, if you've lived on planet Earth in the last, 50 years, I'm sure you're also aware that you're probably going to get lung cancer from smoking. So, thoughts like that and motivations like that can almost be an abstract thought. It doesn't seem like something that's really going to happen to you. It's something that you see in, the truth ads on TV, or if you've watched any of the videos on the CDC's channel, they have a playlist. I think it's called Smoking and Tobacco Use. It's actually really interesting. I like a lot of those videos. Definitely check it out. There's some good information there. There's also some incredible scare tactics. And I am sure that stuff like that works for people, but not for everybody. So, again, what I'm trying to say is you have to find your own motivation. What's going to get you there? What is going to get you through day 1? Because, yeah, the first 3 days suck, but day 1 is the most important. It's literally the hinge to everything else. Day 1 sucked. There was no good thing about that day except when it ended and I was on to the next day. And remember, I've said this before, this is not my first time quitting. So, I know what day 1 feels like a little too well. And I would like to never feel it again, because it's just terrible. But, I have a different experience with the end result of smoking. I'm a nursing assistant. I work in a assisted living facility. Most of my residents are in their 90s, and half of them have some kind of lung condition, whether it's lung cancer, emphysema, COPD, whatever. But half of them. Half of them have breathing treatments that they have to take a few times a day. That's a 15, 20-minute commitment a few times a day. What if you have stuff to do? What if you just don't feel like doing it? Then what? I'll tell you what. Fluid builds up in your lungs, and then you're more susceptible to pneumonia. And if you get pneumonia, you're going to the hospital because your immune system is already compromised. You're already dealing with too much. You got to go to the hospital. So the thing about hospitals is they can be great places to catch other things. I've had several residents go to the hospital and never come back because they caught something while they were there, already fighting something else. And it's a risk, all these domino effects that you never have to go through. But it's something that if you're a smoker, or if you've recently quit, or you quit ever, and you're just here listening to me babble right now, it's something that we chose. And even though I quit, even though I really think this is going to be it, and I really think it's over, even with all that, I smoked for 12 years. So the reality is, I'm probably going to have to deal with consequences, like some kind of a lung disease or cancer when I'm older. I did that knowing what the consequences were, because when we were kids, the information was already there. We watched our grandparents deal with it, and I don't know why we would choose to do that. I remember my first cigarette being harsh and terrible and ew. Why did I do it again? It was so bad, but I did it again. And then a lot more after that. So the motivation means everything to get out of the trap that is being a smoker. So maybe for you, fear works. If that's the case, definitely check out the CDC's channel. Look at the playlist on smoking and tobacco use. There is some good fear in there. If you want a more up close and personal look at fear, I got you covered. Go volunteer, even if it's just once, at a nursing home. I guarantee you, the first time you see somebody get their trach cleaned out, first of all, you'll never forget that. Second of all, it's going to be real hard to put some nasty, polluted cigarette in your mouth, knowing that could be you. Might not work. I've personally cleaned out trachs and continued to smoke, so it might not work, So for me, things had to be a little different. I have other things that are important to me. I realize that I'm probably going to get sick one day. Obviously, that's not enough to stop me. So what is? I have goals. I really want to start a retirement community for dogs and cats. Just older animals Because how many times do you go to a shelter and you see like all the older animals are not getting adopted? Everybody wants young animals. So I want to do that. That's a goal. But that's like years away. So that means I have to get there. So I have to stop. The other thing is, I've got kids, and it's never stopped me up to this point. But now that they're getting older, and I can see them looking at the things that I do and making decisions about what they want to do. I don't want to inspire the wrong choices. I don't know how I'll live with myself if they do all the bad things that I do. I've heard so many parents say, do as I say, not as I do. How does that work? How does that work? So, I guess I'm doing it for the kids and the animals. But I have to matter to myself too. So that's part of it. You know? I don't want to suffer when I'm older. But if I continue to smoke, I'm creating that future for myself. And I've been there with people going through that. And I really don't want that to be me. That's a terrible way to live and die. So yeah, today is about motivation. I had to motivate myself all day today to just get through the day because I was so groggy and just out of it and ready for it to be over. Didn't smoke. Success. If you're looking for motivation that is outside of the norm, I can only offer you this one thing, okay? My animals. It's all I got. You're going to have to deal with it and either like it or don't. Whatever, because my animals are awesome. So, if you like dogs, cool. Stick around and watch this. If you like handsome evil cats, stick around, because I got one of those too. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is the end of the first week.